Welcome back to the Oak and Raphael channel for today's explainer. I am so excited to dive into this one with you because we are looking at a literal paradigm shift. Think about it. Just a couple of years ago, if you wanted to build a fully functional, revenue-generating app from scratch, you were staring down weeks, often months, of grueling coding, or you needed a computer science degree. But today, in 2026, it has gone from taking months of coding to literally just a few hours of creative problem solving. We're going to unpack a complete, ground-up blueprint for building and launching an app today, stealing directly from the playbook of a developer who routinely turns personal problems into successful digital products.
So let's completely flip how we think about the barrier to entry in tech. We always assume that knowing programming languages is the ultimate gatekeeper, right? But what if that's just not true anymore? What if the only actual prerequisite to becoming an app builder today is simply your ability to spot everyday friction in your own life? Turns out, your daily routine, it's hiding all the secrets to your very first product.
Here's the exact playbook we're following today. 1. Ideation, finding problems. 2. Building, AI tools for non-coders. 3. Analytics, measuring success. And 4. Distribution, launch strategies.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, ideation, finding problems.
Every single great, sustainable app starts simply by identifying friction out there in the real world. You just have to know where to look for it. So here's the hierarchy for finding ideas. The absolute best place to start is number 1, solve your own pain point. From the moment you wake up to when your head hits the pillow, what frustrates you? When you catch yourself thinking, man, I really wish there was an app for this. Now, if you can't find a personal pain point, no worries. Just move to step 2, improve an existing app. Look at what you already use and ask, how can I make this workflow just a little bit faster or more tailored to me? And if you're still stuck, step 3 is perfectly fine. Just recreate a basic concept. Take a standard to-do app and build your own version of it. The goal right now isn't to reinvent the wheel. It's just to get your reps in and actually ship something.
And this hierarchy works, honestly, like a charm. Take a look at these 2 real-world examples. Amy, a calorie tracker, and Ellie, a daily planner. Now, both of these are in incredibly saturated markets, right? There are literally thousands of calorie trackers out there, but they were built simply because the creator needed a simpler, slightly more tailored workflow for their own personal disorganization. And because he built a specific workflow that actually resonated with other people, that Ellie app now has over 1,000 users paying $10 a month for it. A slightly better workflow can totally become a highly successful product.
Okay, moving on to part 2, building. AI tools for non-coders.
It is completely time to bust the myth that you need to know how to write traditional code to build something like Ellie or Amy. If you have zero technical experience, like you've never written a single line of code in your life, these are the platforms you need to be looking at. Anything.com, Lovable, Bolt, and V0. Why these specific ones? Because look, as a beginner, writing the code is only half the battle. The really massive learning curves are all the underlying messy complexities. We're talking deploying the app, hosting it on a server, setting up security, hiding your API keys. If an AI tells a true beginner to go spin up a backend server in a terminal, yeah, that's usually game over. These highly forgiving no-code platforms handle all of those super intimidating tasks for you, right out of the box, with built-in guardrails.
I really want you to absorb this quote because it perfectly captures the 2026 mindset shift. The specific programming language isn't really going to matter that much. What's going to matter is being a really good problem solver. The new coding languages are literally just effective communication with AI, debugging when things go sideways, and pure persistence. It's the ability to just sit there and struggle with a problem until it's fixed. That is what makes a great builder today.
Now, there are basically 2 distinct paths you can take right now. On the beginner path, using those no-code AI tools we just talked about, you get built-in guardrails and automatic hosting. Super forgiving. But on the advanced path, utilizing incredibly powerful tools like Cursor and Claude, code running that Opus 4.5 model, you get maximum control. Now, those advanced tools allow for deeply complex features, but they are way less forgiving. They require you to use plan modes, review Git histories, and you really need some terminal knowledge. So, if you're a true beginner, please do not feel pressured to jump to the advanced side right out of the gate. Start on the beginner path. Build a legitimate revenue-generating app in a safe environment, and then graduate to the advanced tools when you actually hit roadblocks.
Let's get into part 3, analytics, measuring success.
Listen, if you launch without product analytics, you are essentially flying blind. Just look at this number, 60%. When that calorie tracking app Amy was first launched, the creator checked his analytics platform and realized his download to sign-up rate was exactly 60%.
That meant 40% of the people who actually went through the effort of downloading the app, opened it, saw the very first sign-up screen, and immediately deleted it. That is a massive amount of friction causing an absolute instant drop-off. But now, compare that to 100%. Because the analytics caught that flaw so early, the creator realized, okay, I need to remove this friction. He quickly went in and added Google and Apple's single sign-on options, and almost overnight, the sign-up rate perfectly corrected itself to nearly 100%. If analytics hadn't been installed on day one, that 40% leak would have gone entirely unnoticed, and the app would have completely suffocated. So what's the ultimate metric you actually need to be tracking? It's right here, Week 1 retention. This is simply the percentage of people who are still actively using your app exactly 1 week after they sign up. Whether you're using a platform like PostHog, which, by the way, has fantastic free tiers, this specific metric is your absolute North Star. It fundamentally tells you if your app is actually valuable enough for people to stick around. And this right here proves that retention is entirely a game of iteration. When the Ellie Daily Planner app first launched, its Week 1 retention was a pretty dismal 3%. Literally, for every 100 people signing up, only 3 were still there a week later. But by obsessively tracking that metric, every new feature, every onboarding tweak, and every little design change was made in service of moving that specific needle. And over time, that retention climbed to a very healthy 30%. Building is just an iterative process driven by data.
All right, final stretch, Part 4, Distribution, Launch Strategies.
Okay, so you've got a great app that actually retains users. Now comes what is often the hardest part of the entire journey, getting actual human beings to find, download, and use your product. This is your complete distribution playbook, ranked so you know exactly where to spend your time versus your money. As a solo builder, you absolutely want to start at the top, where the capital required is 0. Organic App Store takes the lowest effort for free visibility. Reddit and founder-led marketing, they cost $0, but they do require high, sustained effort. Now, as you move further down to user-generated content, paying creators to make videos about your app, and paid ads on Facebook or TikTok, the capital requirements get significantly higher, plus they can be incredibly difficult to pull off profitably if you don't have experience.
Let's zoom in on that organic App Store route for a second, because it has some seriously unique advantages. If you build a mobile app, you basically get free daily downloads just for existing in the store. And counterintuitively, highly saturated categories, like productivity apps, often yield higher volume, maybe 10 to 15 free downloads a day, compared to super niche apps that might only see 1 or 2. The secret to moving the needle here is App Store optimization. If you're directly talking to your beta users or handling support tickets, literally just ask them for a review. Securing even just 10 5-star reviews can massively boost your ranking as a brand new app.
Now, if you're willing to put in the sweat equity, founder-led marketing, or building in public is incredibly powerful. You don't just drop links in forums and run away. You document your journey. Post your wins, your coding struggles, the whole behind-the-scenes process on TikTok or Twitter. It works because people naturally get invested in a creator's personal journey. They watch a product come to life over a few weeks, and they naturally want to try it out just to support the creator. It requires 0 capital, and it compounds beautifully over time. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one guiding principle. Start with Apple Notes, not Notion. Basically what that means is just pace yourself. Don't set out to build the most complex, feature-heavy software on day one. Start with small, totally manageable features. Give yourself the breathing room to learn the AI tools, to experiment with those marketing channels, and to actually analyze your PostHog data. Treat app building as a fun, ongoing experiment, and fall in love with the iteration process. So, to the Okan Raphael audience, I leave you with this final thought. What pain point are you going to solve first? The gatekeepers are gone. The tools are ready and waiting to do the heavy lifting for you. All that's left is for you to look at your own daily routine, spot a problem, and start your very own build today.